I'm old hat because I'm an object maker, but the object making has always sustained itself. When I built the building in 1981, I just needed a place to work. I sort of jokingly say, well, you know, I'm a blue-collar artist. Well, I really am. I get up, get cleaned up, have a light breakfast, and I try to get down here by 9 o'clock. We eat from 1 to 1:30, and we work until about 5:15, and then we go home. We're out of here by 5:30. So I have 15,000 square feet, and I do all my work right here in the corner of this table. I call it my Giacometti table. It's 2 square feet. Michael sits there, I sit here and play around with my stuff. Okay, that's good.
I like to say that from chaos comes composition, and that in many respects is what Fletcher does when he's working. We have this huge pile of things here, and I just basically sit here and he's the jig, and I basically just weld it together for him to see what he has, and then he will take the form and take it apart or add new elements to it. But it's all about, in my mind anyway, him coming to a gestalt, in that something is greater than the sum of its parts.
What Fletcher encouraged me to do is to make small things. You know, just get the idea out there, and then when you get to the larger scale, a lot of the questions are answered. You can still move things around, you can still add, you know, this or that. The scaling aspect of it is, you know, takes just a few minutes. And then, of course, I go to our racks and I select the material that will match.
I have this a disease which is about order. And my work is all based on relationships, composition, and the negative space between these elements. For instance, in a symphony or good theater, the silence sometimes is as important as the positive, shouting or whatever. So in many of my sculptures, I'm concentrating on the negative space, the space that exists around the shapes.
For every work he makes, I have to photograph it, take the titles, dates, and dimensions, and catalog it into our computer. And that's for every work he does. He can bang out 12, 13 works a day of his smaller works.
It's just the deeper I get into it and the more I do of the same concept, the weaknesses then start showing up. If I just did one, I have nothing really to compare it to. That's why I have so many studies in maquettes going over the same thing over and over and over until I hopefully get the best adjustment, visual adjustment.
Out of 5 or 6 pieces, he may pick one that's very special to him for whatever reason that is, and we will blow it up accordingly, you know, anywhere from blow it up to 5 feet to 50 feet.
I'm working now again with the folded circle. These are a couple of studies or sketches. And again, I want to say I don't draw because this is faster. It's in a better position for me to make a correction or make a judgment.
I really appreciate being given the opportunity to work in this capacity, you know, working with an artist, completing, you know, these monumental and not even, you know, sometimes the smaller works are just as satisfying.
And there's always a new road to travel, and it's always an experiential journey, basically, with Fletcher, and watching him create. And being a part of that is a wonderful experience for me.
Some days I go home with a smile, other days I don't, but I still feel like I've given it a good try.